But there's so many more things. But there's also a lot of similarities between our cultures.
Yeah. A lot of the negative things that are aimed at Filipinos, it's exactly the same in America.
Yeah.
So, this idea that a Filipino is worse than anywhere else in the world because they think about security and a life out of poverty, as if it doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. But it happens everywhere else in the world. I mean, it's the stereotypical.
It may express itself a little differently.
Yes, yeah. The words are different, but the meaning is the same. But isn't that the stereotypical interview of the boy asking the father for the hand of the daughter?
Yeah.
And what does the father want to know? What's your job? What
Will you be able to take care of my daughter?
Yeah. And the daughter would be happy for those. So. But everything else. Everything else is different. They actually, the people think differently, and in so many ways as you wouldn't believe. That's in my experience.
Well, when you say think differently, do you mean misunderstandings?
Well, all the potential for misunderstanding is always there.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because when Westerners come over, they may be very knowledgeable about their job. So they're going to come over, like a bricklayer is going to come over and he's going to show them exactly how bricks should be laid, as if they don't know.
Right.
And Filipinos are not going to welcome someone who's going to come in and think that he can change everything about their
You
life.
like act like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah, arrogance.
That's not accepted.
Right.
Anywhere.
Well, the famous book was by, is it William? I think it's William Lederer, and he wrote The Ugly American. And he wasn't talking about an average American being ugly. He was talking about that state of the government from America would come over, and with the best of intentions would try to force the American way of life upon a simple villager.
Yeah.
And the one example I always remember, I read that book, I can't even remember. I read that book when I was in the army, a young man, and the example I remember, yes, the example I remember was when the American government came in, and they went to, I think it was India, and in India they wanted to help agriculture, they wanted to be able to feed people, so they came in and they didn't talk to the farmers tried to talk to them, but they were not interested in doing that. They brought in these $1 million tractors and all of that, and when one farmer had designed a pump for irrigating the field that you could set up in moments.
Right.
It was based on a bicycle, which there were so many bicycles there. You could take a bicycle, hook it up, a belt-driven pump, and pump water from one place into the next one. There was no interest at all. But they brought in a mechanical pump, which no one knew how it worked. And when it broke, it lay there.
Right.
It lay there because no one knew how to service it. It was too sophisticated. a little bit like.
And parts probably weren't readily available.
So yes, it was a great show of wealth, but it wasn't to the level where people could understand it. If I look under the hood of my shop now, I don't understand anything that's in there. You know, I mean, I know places. There's a nozzle there which is on a pipe, and it says washer fluid, and I can do that. I don't know anything about it. So even that is more sophisticated than I am. But I have the infrastructure to be able to take it to the Ford dealership and they'll fix it.
Yeah, take care of it.
And that was why they called it the ugly American, because it didn't listen to the needs of the people and give them the help where it should. Whereas if they'd come in and spent a fraction of the cost of one tractor, which would lie going in rust with weeds in it, right, they could have made those bikes and given them to every farmer, and it would have been used constantly. And if it broke, they could fix the bike.
Right.
This is back,
Yeah.
way back.
In the 50s or 60s or something like that. Well, that's the type of things that go through my mind.
Lấy
But
đi
I
mua
don't
đầy, cái lấy đi mua.
express very much of it
Hả? Ít,
because
lấy đi mua đầy.
I understand it's not effective. I need to be adaptable, but I also understand that
11.
when Filipinos come to
Okay.
Canada or America, some of them have a hard time. They say it's tough. But one gentleman I heard talking, American, I was in Cebu when we were there. He said that he finds that when people are more adaptable, it's not as hard. And I think that's what it is like if we come to live here.
Yeah,
If we become adaptable.
you have to. You have to understand that whatever happens, you're the foreigner. So you're the one that's going to have to change. Now, this is why sometimes if a marriage happens and then you go back to America, often it doesn't work
Right.
because this is family based. Can you imagine a
Tendencia buena
situation
ponía con
where
social.
a couple would have invited the couple out for a meal, and all this happens in America, in England, in the UK, in
Canada.
Just could not have happened.
Right.
You're from Canada.
Yeah. But I work in America a lot because I drive transfer trucks, like long distance. But two of my grandparents were from America and they immigrated to Canada about 100 years ago. Poor farmland. From Chicago area.
Right.
So when I'm in America, they think I'm American
Yeah,
because I have some of the language accent a little bit.
yeah. To
Two Northern Americans, you know,
Yeah.
Apa isa?
from Winnipeg is north of Chicago. Well, you know where Minneapolis is, roughly. Well, Winnipeg, I don't know if you know where Winnipeg is, about 500 miles.
I'm actually a U.S. citizen.
Well, that's what I figured.
Yeah, but I spent
You were there for
about
what, 20 years
20
or more?
years,
Yeah.
something. Well, what's happened in America now is that the immigration has gone just out of hand.
Very,
Yeah.
very
And-
ineffective,
Yeah,
or
no, it's-
I don't know what's the right word.
It's non-existent now, isn't it?
It's on
Controls,
pause.
controls are non-existent. You know that Canada is advertising quite heavily
Siya
here
ya. Contest
for
ba?
nurses and teachers
Yes.
Kapila mo day?
and just jobs generally. They're looking to import people.
Increase our.
But then I see that